Ostapenko just about over. Forehand winner. What a forehand winner from Ostapenko on the stretch. And there we go. We're going to stay a little bit longer, of course, to give a bit of analysis on that match. But there we have it. Jelena Ostapenko with one of the performances of the year from her at the moment. And on the back of performance after performance after performance of the year, basically putting the world number 2, the 5-time Grand Slam champion and the 3-time defending champion at this tournament. Remember, Iga Swiatek had won it in 22, 23, and 24. Put her to the sword for the loss of only 4 games across the entire match, winning 6-3, 6-1 in just over an hour and 10 minutes to be exact. What did you make of that performance? Let's start with Jelena. What did you make of Jelena's performance there, Carlson?
That's the best tennis that she's played in a long time, I feel like. I don't remember the last time I've seen her look that good. Everything was working today. Everything was perfect. The serve was really good. She struggled a little bit more at the far end of the court. It felt like the wind was maybe moving around a little bit more at that end, but so aggressive and everything was working today. Forehand was solid. Backhand was absolutely incredible. That point down the line was working time and time and time and time again. And she just didn't let Iga Swiatek get into any games. Only got broken once, which against anyone on tour, that is a bit of an accomplishment. So did well protecting her serve and then creating lots of pressure. What did you take away from this one?
I took away that we're in Purple Patch Town for Ostapenko. It's turning into one of those weeks where you would look at it and you go, I can't see anyone else now winning this title based on how well she played. As we know, we've known the head-to-head with Swiatek. It is 4-love. She's one of the rare players on tour that has this dominating head-to-head against Iga and has now turned it to a 5-0 head-to-head purely by, as you say, she has no fear, and that is a big factor against Iga. If you have no fear against Iga Swiatek, you're gonna be able to play. She's able to rush Swiatek, which is something you just mentioned there. Really attacking her serve. The amount of winners that Ostapenko went for, and they went in, which is key for Ostapenko, was substantially higher than what her unforced error count will be. And it's just a marvel to behold, to be able to watch tennis like that, to be able to watch somebody prepared to go for the winners and make those winners hit off. As you say, winners off the return, mid-rally, going down the line. I mean, the amount of time she was painting that backhand down the line, constantly going there. I mean, it was absolutely nuts. And as we said there, she has not dropped a set all week, beating really, really tough opponents. Samsonova, Paolini, Jabeur, somebody who is on an absolute, who's on a bit of a tear this year herself in terms of bringing back the form. And then to see off Iga Swiatek for the loss of 4 games. I mean, there are so many positives you could say about Ostapenko's performance. It is utterly brilliant. But then, of course, that leads on to the flip side, which is our fallen champion, the world number 2. How did you think she fared in this match? Where do you think it went potentially wrong for her?
It was, the return +1 was the key for Ostapenko in this match. She was just getting balls back in, and Iga couldn't protect her serve. Ostapenko won 56% of return points for the match. That's insanely high percentage. And yeah, if you're not able to protect your serve like that, you are definitely not going to have a good chance of winning the match. So it's tough to tell really at this point from Iga how much of this is the matchup that is just a mental side of it, where she's just struggling against this opponent. How much of this is, I don't know. It's just a strange drop in level today.
No, I think a lot of it, to me, I could see that maybe the court conditions which usually favour Swiatek in terms of them being quite a slow hard court, which allows her ability to play her game, actually was a detriment today because Ostapenko was able really to get a lot more returns in on the Swiatek serve, and then when she starts getting returns in, she can start getting a feel for winners and whatnot. And on a quicker surface where Iga could potentially try and rush Ostapenko a little bit more, that option wasn't really made available to her in a way.
Ostapenko, only active player with a head-to-head lead over Swiatek after multiple matches. And it's not really that close. Like it's
not close at all. It's 100%. 100%. 5-0 head-to-head against Iga Swiatek. It's just mad to think about that this one player, the player we have known as Iga's kryptonite, is showing again to be Iga's kryptonite. But then, of course, as we know, every time that Penko comes up against Victoria Azarenka, she ends up losing, and currently has a 5-0 losing head-to-head to Victoria Azarenka. So it's just a classic situation as we get another shot of Swiatek throwing her racket. Another situation of head-to-heads really do play a factor in this sport, and it's a head-to-head that, we just saw that that post from the Tennis and Bagels podcast Instagram, X account, saying that the one thing Swiatek can think about is that she doesn't necessarily have to play Ostapenko every single week or at the back end of every single big tournament. But when she does come up against her, and the big question could be that given that, Roland Garros is such a huge tournament in Swiatek's calendar, what if we get a matchup in the third round, the fourth round, the quarterfinals of Roland Garros where, Ostapenko is her opponent? Are we going to see, the way things are going, it could be 6-love, and then the main part of her season could come to a bit of a grinding halt potentially.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to know what the future holds in this matchup, and obviously playing on clay as well. That's a little bit of a different story, I would think. Like that is definitely a little more in Iga's comfort zone than Ostapenko's, so it would help. But if this is more of a mental block, then that won't necessarily matter as much as we think it could. She'll eventually, she is going to win a match in this head-to-head. I don't, if they keep going up against each other another 10 times, Iga's going to win eventually. But there are things about Ostapenko's game that really give her challenges, and she's going to have to figure a few things out in order to win this eventually. But
yes, indeed. So we'll wrap things up there as we gathered. Ostapenko through to the final, going to be playing the winner of the next match. And just to quickly get your quick prediction, who do you think she will play? Will it be Ekaterina Alexandrova, or will it be Amanda Anisimova?
That's going to be a really exciting matchup to watch. I think a couple of players that love to absolutely smash the ball. I think it's hard to pick against Alexandrova right now. She's just on an absolute tear at the moment. But we know Anisimova, when she is playing at her top level, she's quite difficult to beat as well. So both of them are, I think both of them have a decent chance of winning. I think it's fairly even. The head-to-head in this is 1-1, but I think their odds of winning this match are fairly even. I would maybe lean 60% to 40% for Alexandrova.
You'll get Alexandrova. I can see that view. I can see how you can get to that. For me, I'm gonna go Anisimova. I like her backhand, which always makes me want to back her because I think it's one of the best backhands on tour. So I'm gonna lean that way as my prediction. And also, just to let you know, you'll be able to catch, as you can see tonight, we've got the Rio Open qualifying preview. As some the girl has got promoted, so that will not be a name that they'll be talking about because that player will be in the main draw. We've also got the watch along for Navoni, the conqueror of Holger Rune, against João Fonseca, the Brazilian wonder star. Also, we have an interview with Blair Henley, of course, the MC or the Master Ceremonies commentator, all the key US events and a few of the slams as well. We've got an interview with her coming up, so we've got lots of content. And then you'll see me tomorrow as I'll be on with Hope, I believe also Sat for the final of Doha. So please do tune in for that. Loads of content as we are in frantic February, as I've given it a nickname, with all the different tournaments taking place from all over the world as we roll along to what is the next load of big tournaments, which of course will be the Sunshine Double taking place in March. Do like and subscribe. Thanks everyone, and goodbye.
Thanks, everyone.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.